Tantor Audio presents Armageddon Rules by J.C. Nelson. Narrated by C.S.E. Cooney. 1. In my defense, I didn't mean to start the apocalypse. It wasn't just my personal aversion to oblivion. I had a clear financial motive. The end of the world is bad for business. Speaking of business, that Monday began the same way almost every Monday had for the past 3 weeks. With a plague. Last week it was frogs. I rolled into the office at about 9:45, and as usual, the agency was pure chaos. Rosa, our receptionist, was opening a fresh container of taser darts, and we'd only been open for 45 minutes. "Miss Locks, you gotta help." A man in an orange jumpsuit with Corrections Department stamped in block letters down the side grabbed my shoulder as I walked past, spinning me around. "I gotta get me a wish." Strike 1, escaping from a garbage pickup crew. Strike 2, putting grubby fingers on my brand new top. Strike 3, calling me Miss instead of Ms. Locks. Far as I was concerned, Miss Locks left the building the day I turned 18 and hadn't been seen around here since. "I'll make a few calls. To the police, if possible. To the morgue, if necessary." He nodded gratefully and sat down on a bench. I slipped through the staff-only door, made it to the kitchen, and almost poured a cup of coffee before the screaming started. One should never face disaster without caffeine. So I got my coffee and headed back out to the lobby, strolling through the door to see exactly what we'd been struck with. Rats ran everywhere. They scrabbled on the walls, gnawed on the furniture, and covered the floor like a shag carpet from 1973. In the middle of the lobby stood a teenage girl, 6 feet tall, rail-thin with platinum blonde hair. Her clothes hung in tatters from bony white arms, and red splotches surrounded each of her many piercings. Her extravagant collection of tattoos spoke of poor impulse control and even worse decision-making skills. She looked up at me with baleful eyes. "Please, I need help." I glanced around the room. The couple nearest the door held a cage with an amphibian I could only loosely call a frog. In the corner waited a group of kobolds. Roughly 5 feet tall and with humanoid features, except for their scaled skin and forked tongues, these Germanic lizard men came every Monday to demand, and be refused, Grimm's help in forming a professional soccer team. That left the homeless guy by the door, a man we call Payday George. He still hadn't figured out this wasn't a payday loan joint. Probably.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?